Alright everyone, so to start off this look, I'm going to be using the Time Balm Primer from the Balm. I love this primer because it is super creamy and smooth and is great for all skin types. Then I'm going to be using the Sormé Cool Porcelain Concealer, and then I'm going to be using my Micro Mini Beauty Blender, and this is how I'm going to prime my eyes for my eyeshadow. So I just take the concealer on the Beauty Blender, and then I will just pat that all over the lid and kind of blend that out and smooth that out with the Beauty Blender. Then I'm going to be using the Meet Matte Nude palette from the Balm, and I'm going to be using Matte Sing is what I'm going to call this shade. And I'm just going to take a natural hair fluffy brush, and I'm just going to keep this low in the crease and keep it towards the outside, and that's where I want most of the pigment to be, on the outer lid. And then I'm going to just start to blend that into the inner corner. And then once I have barely any product left, then I'm just going to bring that up towards the brow bone so it blends out. Then I'm going to take Matte Rosin, and I'm going to do that same exact thing, but I just wanted to deepen up the crease a little bit. This is a super simple eyeshadow look that is still glam, because you can really dress up something with eyeliner and false lashes. There's just a lot of ways that you can dress up a really simple eyeshadow look. So then I'm going to be using the shade Matte Malloy, and I'm just going to take an eyeshadow lid brush, and I'm going to be just putting that all over the lid until I get to right outside of where the color on my eye is, and I'm just going to blend that out. Then I'm taking the Liner Designer by Beauty Blender and the Schwing liquid eyeliner from the Balm, and I'm getting this to stick by spraying some setting spray on it, not a lot, and then sticking that to my skin, and then that will continue to create a really good base for me. I'm not good at sculpting out my own wings, so I have to have some sort of structure. So this helps to give me that shape that I'm looking for. And then I'm just going to connect the dots from the inner corner to the outer corner and also up through the wing. And then you can just go ahead and apply any false lashes of your choice. I just use the Ardell Demi Wispies, I believe is what I used, and so those are really nice, super cheap, super easy to get a hold of. Then I'm going to be using the Balm's Cheater Mascara just to blend my natural lashes with the fake lashes, and also just to kind of make them a little bit more bold. I think this is a must when you're doing false lashes, because then it connects really well and it just doesn't feel weird on your eyes. Then I'm going to be using the Even Steven Whipped Foundation in Lighter Than Light with my Nude Beauty Blender. My Beauty Blender is wet, and I wrung out the water, and so now I'm just going to dip right into the product, put it all over my face in bouncing motions. This whipped foundation is very full coverage, so that's why I really wanted to use it with a Beauty Blender, because I knew it would sheer out the coverage. I'm not one for full coverage, but in this case, for this glam look, I was totally okay with it. But yeah, I'm just going to continue to bounce that around the face, blend it down my neck, blend it through my ears, all that good stuff, because you know the lightest shade possible isn't light enough. Then I'm going to use that Cool Porcelain Concealer. Again, put that under my eyes, just anywhere I want to highlight or cover up any blemishes. And then I'm going to continue to the other eye and continue to use my Beauty Blender. You can use your Micro Mini Beauty Blender for this, but I just decided to just have what I had in my hand. And then I'm going to be going in with the Photo Balm Powder Foundation in Lighter Than Light, and I'm just going to set my face. I'm just using a big fluffy brush to apply this all over my face. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush and set the concealer that I put underneath my eyes and anywhere where I usually tend to get a little oily. Then I'm going to be using the Sormé Brow Pencil in Rich Brunette, and I'm just going to sculpt out my eyebrows. I want my eyebrows to be really sculpted, and then I'm going to blend them out with the spoolie that's on the other side. Then I'm going to be going in with the Balm Dessert Bronzer. This is a powder bronzer, and I'm just going to take my favorite contouring brush, and I'm just going to really sculpt out my cheeks and really contour and bronze my face. Again, this is a glam zombie look, so I want to be as glam as possible. I really love this brush. It's tiny, and it gets right in the crevices of where I need to contour. But I'm just going to contour my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, my forehead. There is a contouring video that I did like about a month ago, I would say, that is really helpful for everyone. Then I'm going to be using the Balm Beach Blush. This is a beautiful shade of pink. It's mix between like a pink and a brown, absolutely beautiful. Then I'm going to be using the Mary Luminizer from the Balm, and I'm going to be just highlighting the points of my cheeks, well, not my Cupid's bow, or my chin, because I'm going to put stuff on my mouth, and then on my nose and on my forehead a little bit, but I wanted to kind of be strobing. So now I'm going to be using the liquid latex of my choice, and I'm going to be using makeup sponges. You could get this at any Halloween store, any costume store. I went to Party City and got this. Totally up to you. Just be careful if you are allergic to latex to not use liquid latex. Then I'm going to be using cotton balls, and I'm just tearing them apart into stringy pieces. You can put them in chunks, but it's probably easier to put them in a little bit smaller pieces to start off with if this is your first time doing this. Then I'm going to go over with more liquid latex to set the cotton in place and to kind of make it a little bit more stringy. It takes a little bit to get going, but obviously the messier you are, the better it is. If you have some pieces that are hanging, that's awesome. If you have pieces of cotton that aren't covered with liquid latex, still make sure that you try to cover them, because the more you cover them, it'll dry, and then you want to go over that with makeup. Here you're going to see me just take a little bit of some tweezers and my fingers just to kind of smooth everything out. It's important when you are getting like around the skin to blend in with your actual skin to this. You want to smooth it out as much as possible. And when you're applying the liquid latex layer, you want it to be as thin as possible. So here you can see it's pretty thick. You almost want it to look like a very pale white, so it's not super thick. Then I'm going to continue to add more cotton on there. This step does take a while, so plan on, especially if it's your first time, for it to take maybe from an hour to 2 hours. Obviously, the more you play with it, the more you can find what you're really liking. It's important, too, that when you're applying this and it's still kind of wet, you want to tear some pieces apart. You want it to look like you've got holes in your face. You want it to be stringy. And then obviously blend it to your face once you get out. It is difficult, so the more practice you have, the better. But obviously this is just a fun Halloween costume, so do not feel like it has to be perfect. Then I'm going to be taking tweezers and pushing that up against my skin again and tearing open some little spots of my skin where it would look like holes or just decay, anything like that. So just play around with it. You can't really do too much. If a piece comes off, a piece comes off. You can always reapply. Liquid latex is very, very sticky. It comes off really easy off of your hands, off of things with soap and water, off of your face, not so much. It hurts, so make sure that if you have a hairy lip, if you have a beard, if you have any vellus hair, which is that little white hair that we have on our face, to make sure to not necessarily shave it off, but maybe wax it off, or just get really down to the skin with it, because it's going to hurt when you take it off. So now that I've got this, I'm going to finish with my final layer of liquid latex, smooth it out, pull apart any pieces that I want to pull apart, and then I'm going to blow dry. So 10 minutes later, I have blow dried my face to let it dry. So now that it's completely dry, I'm taking the Time Balm foundation in Lighter Than Light. So I want to use a shade that's going to match my skin tone, and I'm going to apply this all over it so it matches my skin tone. And then I'm going to be using like a cream color makeup wheel with the lightest brown, the darkest brown, and the red in there. And I'm just going to go over this to make it look dirty and bloody and decayed. It's important that you let the liquid latex and the cotton dry before you put anything over the top, because it'll ruin your makeup brushes and it'll be so hard to get out. So maybe designate a certain brush to this, certain powder brush and a certain cream brush for this purpose. So now once I've got all the cream done, we're going to set it with some powder. I'm going to be using the Meet Matte Trimony eyeshadow palette with the shades Matte Kumar, Matte Moskowitz, and Matte Reed. And I'm just going to basically put that all over my face to set where that powder was, and to also just add more color. Then I'm going to be using any fake blood that you like to use. Again, I got this from Party City, so you can just put this all over the bloody, to make it all bloody, all over your lips, all over your face. You can make it drip. It's totally up to you on what you want to do. This is super customizable, so and now it's starting to look really gross and really real. I love it. So I'm just going to kind of let it drop a little bit, and then I'm just going to blend it out so it's thicker in some spots and just really runny and gross. So yeah, that completes this look, guys. Thank you guys for watching this Halloween tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel here at Mod. We would love to have you as a subscriber and love to have you guys stay up to date with our latest videos. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.